Hi, everybody. It's Scuttlebutt with Cleo and Pearl. I'm Cleo. This is Pearl. And we are here to talk about politics. And I tell you, if you watched the show last week, oh, which by the way, we're going to start coming on Fridays, not Mondays, not Mondays, but Fridays, because we are recording this on Thursday. And because Pearl is on a different schedule up until October. So we're going
Mhm.
to stick with that. And and in the meantime, we want to talk about what came on at the end of the show last week, and that was what had happened with Mike Lindell, the pillow guy, and that he was running for governor in Minnesota, and he lost. And what he was running for the primary just to get into trying to be the governor, and we all thought that was funny. So we looked further into it and found that that he's really in bad shape. But I was surprised he did get a whole bunch of votes. So then, just I think it was last night, I go on the internet and it says Mike Lindell is going to challenge the voting system because he thinks that the vote count was wrong. Well, come to find out, the reason he thinks that is because the same lies that he told about the 2020 election, about the electronic voting machines are, I don't know, somebody has screwed them up and made it so that he doesn't win and made it so Donald Trump supposedly didn't win in 2020. I mean, it's just so bizarre and ridiculous. But so anyway, we were just laughing about this because, well, Pearl, how many votes away? I guess this other person, who is she? Linda, somebody, um,
Lisa DeMuth.
Lisa, Lisa DeMuth, she won the primary. She's going to be the Republican candidate for governor in Minnesota. And
Mhm.
Lindell lost by what?
45,370 votes, an 11 percentage point difference.
And so this does not equate to let's go and do a recount. And that's what he's going to do. He wants to do a recount because he's sure that somebody has screwed it up for him.
I am waiting to see the t-shirt that says, I only need 45,000 votes. Or he's asking for this recount. I only need $825,000 to do the recount.
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
right. It's going to cost him $825,000 to do a
that's damn
recount.
near $1 million. And this guy is penniless. He has nothing. He has a
Well,
net worth
he
of
he can
zero.
he can do it with what was that?
Food
He
stamps?
can
Oh,
he
wait, no,
can
they
provide
canceled that.
a bond,
Oh,
cash, or sureties
well, who's
in
gonna
order to do
issue
this.
him
But
a
he has to
bond?
do it. Well, and who's going to back him up? He doesn't have anything. So,
No.
but if he can get this in by Monday, oh come on, Mike, you can do it. If you could please. Please get that in by
Oh.
Monday and they can do a recount. And he plans on having his people at every polling place or every place that they would do the recount. He's got his people coming to watch over them because he knows, don't we all? They're all sneaky. Those poller people, I mean, please.
Well, and
They're
here's the thing too, is that Lisa DeMuth is a Republican. It's not like he's going against a Democrat. He's going against a Republican.
and
So,
it's not like he has any experience at all being a politician, let alone a governor.
no, his biggest experience with politics is sitting next to Donald Trump and making sure he has a coaster under his drink. I mean, the guy is not, he does not have great bona fides to be a politician or anything in really the public eye. Look at what he did with My Pillow. He made those cuckoo commercials and then he tanked the company.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
he was so into Trump.
yeah,
Because of his
yeah.
connection to Trump, he has lost his $1 million investment, multi-million dollar investment in his company.
Well,
Yeah.
Trump has become his new crack. Really?
And
Well,
apparently that was a habit for him. I don't
yeah,
know.
I mean, a lot of junkies, that's what they do. They just swap one thing for another, and I think that's what he did. And he only needs to find 45,000 votes. That's the new one. Votes. He needs the vote. My God, guys,
Because they've been stolen. You don't, this is very serious.
I guess.
The guy is, he just,
Wackadoodle?
there you go.
That's the
There,
technical term. Wackadoodle.
yeah, you can find that in the medical manuals that talk about those
Mhm,
kind of things. So
mhm.
yeah, he is just, it's just bizarre. It's
Yeah.
just bizarre that he's doing this. And when I saw that on the internet, at first I thought, oh, is this a joke? And then I read it. No, it's not a joke.
Oh,
He's dead serious.
yeah.
And for him to claim over the primaries that there was something fishy going on. Oh, I hope that he does pursue this at some. I just can't wait to hear and see what the hell he comes up with, or his team that's working with him and
Ooh.
his lawyers.
Oh, God.
Thinking, who's getting paid? Who's paying for this? And is Donald Trump calling him up saying stuff like, Mike, no, stick with it. Stick with it. You got it, buddy.
No, and Trump's just going, "Where's Natalie? Where's Natalie?" Stephen Miller's going, "Oh, she'll be right back." They don't like that girl.
Yeah, they've had, I was going to go into that today, but then I just thought, oh, is it even worth it? Um, it's just cuckoo. And then the one
It is.
that, what's her name, that stepped down. I'm thinking she stepped down because, for one thing, she had a baby. She took maternity leave.
Mhm.
Apparently, Trump called her almost every day and said, "When you coming back? What was her name?
Caroline Levitt. Caroline
Caroline.
Caroline with a
Caroline.
K, like Caro syrup.
Yeah. So Caroline, when are you coming back? And she goes, like, I just had a baby. Yeah, I know. But when are you coming back? And so it just got on her nerves. And she did come back. I don't know if she came back a little bit early or not, but she did come back. And I think the whole thing was just like, what is more important, this job or my baby? And surprise, she chose her baby. Um, yeah, and that's why she left. And they're trying to make such a big deal out of it. But yeah, and that's what's happening with that. So
I never even thought she would come back for a second. What was she back for, like a month, and then she gave notice?
I think so. I think it was
Yeah.
that long.
Like,
I was
yeah,
surprised too. I thought, why come back?
yeah.
And
Well,
why
she had
not
all
just
those
end it?
clothes. She had all those clothes. She had to make a little use out of them because she could still wear them after the maternity thing. So,
But why not end it on a good note? I mean, it was perfect to leave because you had a baby. That made perfect sense to everybody. And they're
mhm,
showing the pictures with her and the baby, and it looks so cute and it's just wonderful. And she already has a little boy, I guess.
mhm,
And so, but yeah, to have to deal with the crap she has to deal with. Well,
mm,
partly he wanted her back because, honest to God, she was not only the youngest person to do that job. What was she called?
press secretary.
Press secretary. Very young, under 30, 27,
Mm,
28.
mhm.
Um,
My daughter's age.
yeah.
Actually, a
And I
little bit.
mean, but, she lied and lied and lied just like Trump.
Mhm,
Whatever
mhm,
her memo was from him, it was just say this, say this, say this, and she would just continually stick to it.
mhm,
So it was great to have her. Trump didn't want to have to break somebody new in, but apparently he's going to have to.
mhm.
And I hope that this person can lie just as much as she did, and as much as he does. You don't really have a choice in that job. So maybe that might have been the other thing that she got tired of doing.
Yeah, I'm just Googling who if do they have a replacement, and I'm just praying it's not Natalie Harp. Oh
Oh, is
God,
that is no, it's not.
nobody's been set named as a replacement. It says Based on all the current reportings, Scott Jennings is the leading contender, but Donald Trump has not officially appointed anyone. Now it says another contender is, drumroll please, Alina Habba, the woman who lost every case that she represented Trump for and cost him millions of dollars.
An attorney?
Yeah.
He wants an
And
attorney to do that job?
yeah, and she's publicly denied being in the running, which means she's definitely in the running. It's the way they work. So other names are Deputy Press Secretary Anna Kelly. No, she'll never make it. Podcaster Katie Miller. That's a big contender. Stephen Miller's wife. That'll get her back to the White House and away from Elon. And I think both Trump and Stephen Miller would like that. TV anchor Sage Steele. I don't know. Sage Steele has too much of a woke name. I don't think that they'll make it. But anyway. Some reporting indicates Trump may not choose a single replacement at all, instead opting for a rotating group of senior officials to handle briefings. And that is what he's been doing. I mean, for the press briefings that he's had Bessent do one. I think Rubio had to get up there by gunpoint. I mean, a couple of them, they just don't want to do it, but he's had him get up there and do it. And Stephen Miller loves to get up there because he loves to hear his own voice. And he is the worst speaker on camera ever. He just sounds so fascist, he just sounds like Hitler or Goering or somebody. He's just terrible. But oh God, that's bad news. But no, I don't see Natalie Harp here in the running. But if she wanted it, he would give it to her because she's his girl.
So, speaking of lies and propaganda,
yes,
I guess people are they're starting to look around going, oh, what's going on with the Democrats in the primaries?
mm-hmm.
Well, that's what the Fox News propaganda is pushing about the Democrats. They call them extreme, chaotic, anti-American. They're framed as traitors, communists, or worse. And Stephen Miller, the guy you were just talking about, claims that the Democratic Party's ideology is hatred for America. Now, what is so interesting about this is no matter how much crap they throw out there, especially Fox News, who is listening to them anymore? And actually, they backed off for just a moment, which surprised everybody. But when it came to this and trying to help Trump and continuing this propaganda about the Democrats, the rest of the country is like, yawn.
Change the channel.
Change the channel. And nobody is listening to that crap because it's not true. And they see what the Democrats, and not just the Democratic Socialists, but that's what Fox News and these other people are trying to focus in on, the communists,
Mm-hmm.
and how they're going to ruin the country when everybody else sees the country is being ruined without that. And they've also done this thing where the Democrats, they've got a new strategy. I think, did I write that down on here on our little notes? Yeah, I think so. I think this is a new strategy. The Democrats stepping aside for independence. This is a little bit of a strategy that they're trying to pull. And then some of the Democrats are going for it, some are not.
Mm-hmm.
But at least it gives it a little bit more of an option. In the deep red states, Democrats are stepping down to avoid splitting the vote.
Mm-hmm.
So independents can attract a crossover between Democrats and Republicans because Republicans are looking also for something different.
Mm-hmm.
And it also gives the Republicans a chance, well, at least a way to step away from Trump.
Yes.
Without actually voting Democrat. It might be okay that they vote independent and not vote Democrat. So this is a little strategy that I'm so happy to see the Democrats finally stepping up and trying something a little bit different because let's face it, they have not been I don't know if they're just being too nice or if they're just so shocked by what they're seeing they don't know what to do. And they just kept going
They just
on.
have no spine. They just have no spine, and they have been trying to do the same so-called party line all the way through the era of Trump, and it's just not working. It's the Nancy Pelosi, Hakeem Jeffries. We take corporate PAC money, so we're just going to keep doing what we're doing because we don't want to lose that money. And in fact, a lot of those people have been kind of voting with the Republicans. I mean, it's so bad, and people are sick of it. They're really sick of it. And one thing I wanted to throw in here, going back to Fox, that's talking about the Democratic Socialists of America so much. Why are they talking about that? Their viewers are Republican, right? So why are they even talking
Well,
about?
no, they're talking about it. They're talking about it negatively,
Yes,
and
I
that
know they're talking about it negatively, but they're not
why
encouraged. Yeah,
they're they're freaked.
yeah,
The
they're freaked.
Democrat,
They're really freaked.
the Democratic Socialists are rising up, and they're just like, "Oh my God, we got to stop this."
Yeah, they know that the Democrats are taking over, and I mean, in the primary, it's going to be either a Democratic primary or a Republican primary, and then in the elections, that's where you really see who's coming out ahead: a Democrat or a Republican, or the independent that gets either one of those kind of slots. But the fact that Fox is spending so much time talking about Democratic socialists is really telling that the country has changed,
It
that people
has.
are really looking at all kinds of Democrats as a much and independents as a much more viable option than the MAGA Republicans. They're really sick of it. They're smart. The American public is smart. But if you listen to legacy media, even ABC, CBS, NBC, PBS, I mean, you're still not PBS so much, but those three, and then of course all of the right wing legacy media, you're you're going to hear so much negativity about Democrats, Democratic Socialists, and Independents. So much negativity, and you're not going to hear anything positive about them, and that's actually kind of goes against the law because you're supposed to, when you're actually a news platform, you're supposed to be fair and balanced, but also you're supposed to give equal time to each side.
And
And
you're
they
talking about Fox News?
and
Oh
well,
hell no!
they're trying to be a news channel, right? They're not a news channel,
Well,
but
and they never have been, and they never. You talk about trying to go along with the law. Fox
well, I'm
News
just
could care
saying,
less. They've
smart.
always been Trump, 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 Trump.
Yes, I know. And it's pie in the sky, I know, but we need to start remembering what things used to be like, right? In that respect,
Right.
like on television, they had to give equal time to different parties. They had to present things literally fair and balanced. It was no nonsense. It was not there was not a an opinion in the eyes of the journalist. It was just them reporting the facts. Just the facts, ma'am. That's what we're reporting. Just the facts.
Well,
And
but
we
don't
no
you
longer
think?
have that.
Right, we haven't had that for a long time.
No,
Ever
that's true.
ever since Trump came out and started pushing fake news, and suddenly, in reality, it is fake news, and
Yeah, he got his wish.
and it's not the um Republicans don't care as long as it goes around Trump, you
Yeah.
know. But they are getting freaked out too. They're getting a little concerned. They don't like the way things are going, but
Oh,
they
because
don't
all of the Republicans are losing their primaries and all of the mega
just
people
not
are
just that.
losing.
No, they just are afraid to stand up to Trump because they stand up to Trump, they're going to lose it. They're going to lose their seat no matter what. So, yeah, so this little trick that the Democrats have come up with, uh, kind of, and like I said, not all the Democrats are going for it. And some of the Democrats that didn't go for it did win their primary. So we'll see what happens in November. But
Mhm.
they did want to put it in there, so they're trying to think how can Republicans, because they know Republicans don't want to vote Republican,
Yeah.
So how can they do it? They can vote independents
Independent.
and
Yeah.
hope that that independent nominee ends up winning and then heads towards Republicans. They think that they can uh, get them on their side, get them on their
Or
side.
maybe the Democrats or the independents will really grow a set of balls. And once they get in, then they'll just flip and become Democrats. Like all those stupid people who got elected and then flipped to Republicans afterwards.
Right. I agree.
Same
Yeah.
trick. It's the same trick.
Uh,
But we'll see. There's a lack of balls out there, I must say. Just a
well,
lack of
the little thing
cojones.
about them stepping aside, for Democrats stepping aside for the independents, it says that this strategy mirrors historical fusion voting, tactic used in states where Democrats have not won Senate seats in decades. And they use, I don't know, the fusion voting is a new term to me. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but um, I mean, a fusion, I'm thinking the coming together of groups of people.
Yeah.
Uh, but, it's changing how Democrats who haven't won before in certain states, especially in the Senate,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to turn it around.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And so anyway, it said it's working in some states, but not others, and it's
Mm-hmm.
working with some candidates and not others.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but independents are gaining traction where Trump's approval has collapsed, especially in states affected by tariffs and the Iran war.
Yeah. And this goes back to I remember political conventions where, you're going, trying to get the candidate elected. And then when the other candidate wins the spot, the other candidates all rally around that person because that's the way you do it in a democracy. You're not always going to be the winner, but you want to support the winner so that you can get stuff done in your state and in Washington for the people. It's not just about the individual at that point, it's about the good of the purpose of the party, not just the party, but what does the party stand for? What are they trying to get done? And is that for the best for the people? And so you want to support that and you want to get that done. And if that means you have to have a majority, then you got to just swallow your pride, support the guy who won, and that's a tradition in politics as well. You know,
Well, and there is no Republican that is thinking that it's for the people. There,
no,
there is their ideology has nothing to do with the people. It all has to do with the party.
yep,
It always has, and what we're seeing is what's been working up since at least Reagan.
mm-hmm.
So they have spent decades trying to get things going. Then they found some nutcase like Trump and put him
Yeah,
in there and let him just go to town. And so, yes, I mean, people are just like, okay, we're having this war. We've got these gas prices that keep going up, and Trump is like, hey, just roll with it. Not going to last forever. No, you can't just roll with it because it's not just gas prices. It's what happens when you up those prices, every other thing goes up. It takes
mhm,
more gas to get that thing to the store, and it just keeps adding to the cost. So it's
yeah.
not just gas prices.
How
Um,
much has he increased the national debt? Has he like
oh
quintupled
God, the
it?
national debt is so far out there, you can't believe it.
I'm
It's
gonna
in,
Google that.
I'm thinking 4 trillion.
No, it's way higher than that.
And yes, I am still dealing with these stupid allergies. I'm pretty sure the Republicans have something to do with it. Still coughing, still carrying on.
Oh,
What do you find? What do you find?
okay. Since Trump was first elected in January 2017, the US national debt has increased by about $20 trillion. rising from 19.9 trillion to just over 40 trillion as of mid-August 2026.
I knew it was four something. Maybe I left off the O. 4 O. Yeah, it's just it's so astronomically high, there you can't see the end of it. Um I just keep thinking back to the days when Clinton came in and we had a terrible problem with the national debt, and within 8 years he cleared it all up. And then I believe it was Bush that came after him and started all over again. It is notorious for the Republicans to crank up the national debt. Um, and as much as Trump is doing all this stuff with tariff, bringing in all this more money and stuff, I don't know where the hell it's going, but it's not paying off the debt. And if you recall, a few months ago, he tried to act like, yes, it is. And we're putting all this money towards the debt. Well, what happened to that money? At the same time, he is so weird to do the things he's doing at the White House, um, to put, the reflective pool, the ballroom, the arch, the
The
gold
statues, the gold horses.
gold horses. What the hell was that all about? And so he's putting so much money into the beautification of the White House. And the people are like, are you kidding me? You take away our food, you take away our health benefits, you take away our um yeah, you take away everything, that would be good for us, and that but you're busy beautifying the White House? I mean, how many people are sitting around going, I can't even afford my house anymore, let alone, I've got to feed my family. I've got to get to work. I've got to pay your extraordinarily high prices for everything. And you are busy with the beautification of the White House. I mean, it's just like, I didn't even want to bring this up again because I think I've touched on it every single time about a court saying, no, you cannot do what you're doing with the ballroom. And what they're trying to do is they're putting so much effort and money into it that they have to say, hey, we can't stop now. We just can't stop. Starting with the rebar thing. We got too much rebar into it. It's crazy.
Do you want to see? Oh, I can't make it look like that. Okay, I'll just make it full screen. Do you want to see a before and after of the Oval Office in front of the fireplace from Biden to Trump?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. We're going to share this screen. It's going to be this window. Biden,
Biden on the
Trump.
left
Yeah.
and Trump
And
on
then,
the right.
yeah. And then here's another thing that's just amazing. This is, whoops, where's find my picture here? I want to find this. Where's the picture of the hallway? Here we go. Here is his wall of
Isn't that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
no, and look, here's a guy in the mirror you can see with a step ladder walking around. That was probably Lindsey Graham, moving around the step
what
ladder.
is this on the wall?
Past presidents.
And what is the stuff above them?
Some kind of golden
Decoration?
decoration. But how many pictures of Trump are there? Here's a picture of Trump and here's a picture of Trump. Is this just like a table setting or something? I don't know what that is. I don't know who this is. And here's George Bush. I mean, it's just weird.
Ridiculous. Yeah, it
And
is
then
totally weird.
I'm gonna stop sharing for a second. I want to find there's this outdoor thing that has pictures all in gold leading up to a door that has gold across the top and some kind of sign. He puts signs up like it's a wedding reception, like the party of Trump and Maples, through this entranceway or something. I mean, it's just weird. It's just weird. Um, picture.
And this is what's important to him. This is
Mhm.
important. It's crazy. And I can't imagine how frustrating it is for people that are to have a family, have a job, probably husband and wife both working, and they're having a hard time making ends meet, and they have to see this kind of crap. Yeah, that's got to be crazy. That's got to just make it just pisses people off.
Where is this? Oh, here we go. Um, oh, I see why he's up there twice. Oh, this is interesting.
Oh, because he's been president twice.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh
So
God, we
here,
don't forget about that.
yeah, but why? Okay, there's the I guess this is the thing outside. So in the outdoors, I'll show you this part first. I can make this big. Oh, look at all these goddamn. Oh, here's a good picture of it. Can I get this big? Yes, this is what I want to show you. This is hilarious. Okay. So, here is um this is I think that's this one. No, is it this one? Yeah, this one. Okay. So here's this. This is the full thing of it. And down here at the end, you can barely see on the wall, there's a bunch of writing. And I can't even tell what it says. So something like Hall of Presidents or some shit. Oh, so weird. And then there's this.
What in the hell is this? I,
Let me get the
I
other one.
feel like I just lost about half of my intelligence in the last 30 seconds just by looking at that. What in the world is that?
It's so weird.
And does it have the Democrats that were president as well?
I don't think so.
Oh
I
God.
I'll, let me show you. Let me show you what he has. Just it's you'll see.
No, I'm losing
You'll
brain
see.
cells every time you show me another picture.
So this is him, the first one, and then
He's
this is Biden. It's the auto pen. They don't,
oh God, he's an idiot. What a jerk. What a complete jerk.
and then
And there
this is his new picture.
he's mean. He's a mean
Oh, he's a
guy.
son
Look
of
at
a bitch.
him.
He is a son
He
of a
goes
bitch.
from happy, like, look at me, I'm president, to here's the guy with the auto pen, and now I am a mean son of a bitch. Look at me. Look at me. Nobody's going to screw with me.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Oh
speaking of
God.
screwing with him,
Yeah.
What did Rocket Man do recently? He had a little talk with or Trump put a thing out there that said, "Hey, I'd like to visit here in a few months," and then the next day, that Rocket Man shot off a bunch of missiles just for fun, just for testing. I can't remember what his name is. I always call him Rocket Man. So it's the Korean guy, right?
Yeah. I'll find out.
But I could.
Yeah. Yeah. It was today. He did it
Oh,
today.
oh just today.
North Korea launched a barrage of about 10 short-range ballistic missiles toward the sea off its east coast. The launch occurred on Thursday, August 20th, 2026, from the Pyongyang capital region, traveling roughly 300 kilometers. So the test took place just a day after the U.S. and South Korea scaled back their joint military drills, and hours after U.S. President Donald Trump expressed a desire to re engage in talks and meet with Kim Jong un later in the year.
Because he says Kim Jong Un is a nice guy. He's a good guy. That they get along very well
Is he
together.
still alive? I thought it was the sister running things now.
No, he's still in the picture.
However, listen to this. Pyongyang's response to all of this is Kim Jong un's sister, Kim Yo Jong, dismissed the U.S. overture regarding the scaled back drills, stating the military exercises remained aggressive and that she was unaware of any active communication between Trump and her brother. Yeah, that's because he's not alive. So, I mean, maybe he is, but who has seen him? Who has seen the real
Well,
him?
I just
All
think
these guys have body doubles. They're not really
he's just
there.
avoiding. Well, and he's just avoiding Trump. He doesn't. He has no
It's
need for
embarrassing.
Trump.
It's embarrassing, right?
That and he just doesn't have any. He's not going to tell Trump, "Oh, I'm going to make a test or I'm going to do something with missiles." He's not going to tell him, "Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's just get together." You know what? Let me check my date book and find out when a good time would be to get together. Do you want to come here or do you want to meet somewhere else in the middle or
We could
what do
have
you want to
lunch in
do?
my mausoleum. I mean,
So, yeah, no, I mean, it's just, once again, I mean, it's a complete embarrassment for Trump, but also it's a dangerous kind of thing because, he's so chummy with that guy and Putin that it's just, I'm waiting for the treason. I'm waiting for somebody to finally say, "Hey, there's some treason going on here." But you hear it on the outskirts. You hear bits and pieces whispering, but nobody's really had the nerve to say, "Okay, let's do something about it." So nothing happens.
yeah. I'm finding out if any of the countries that I think Trump's going to escape to are members of the ICC, the International Criminal Court, because they want to bring Trump up on charges.
Well, and is who is it? Is it Rubio or somebody like that wants to eliminate that court?
Yeah, well, it's really not up to him, but yeah, I'm sure.
But yeah, they want to eliminate that so that they don't have to. That won't even be in the works. They're not going to have a chance to go after Trump because it's just not going to happen.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, no, none of those countries. I asked if Qatar, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, or Dubai, which is where Dubai is, United Arab Emirates. None of them are members of the International Criminal Court. So this means that if he went to those countries, they would not turn him over to the ICC because I'm
Oh,
sure
okay.
that's a big thing. So they would be safe for Don.
Oh, okay. So there's a
The
lot of
Don.
countries that don't do that. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But I think, the areas of the world like around Europe, those and countries around Europe, they very much like the whole idea of security and safety that NATO offers, which is why they have the European Council, which is why the UK is all a part of those things. And I believe Canada is a part of those things. They really like the idea of we're not going to be bombed in our sleep. That just
That's I like that idea too.
yes, I do too, which is why I hope that we don't get kicked out of NATO, but maybe we will. Who knows?
Oh, I think Trump notoriously likes to leave NATO.
And yeah, and he can't just do it on his own. It has to be an act of Congress.
Oh, please. You think he
Yeah,
cares
well,
about
yeah,
an
what am
act
I
of
thinking?
Congress?
Yeah,
No,
what am
he
I
could care
thinking?
less.
Sorry.
He
Yeah.
he could care less. It's just like the ballroom. You're supposed to
I
go
should have
through
put something
Congress.
good in my glass because I'm already acting like I'm drunk making a statement like that.
Why in the world he doesn't go to Congress for these different things? I don't know. Of course, they're going to back him up. There is yes men,
Yep.
like the ballroom. Why do you keep going to different judges and stuff? Go to Congress and just to say, would you guys approve this? Yes, we will. Which, by the way, do we all forget the very beginning of the ballroom was, hey, don't worry about it. I got this ballroom. We got $450 million. It's going to be all privately funded. It's not being paid by the taxpayer. It's coming out of me from the goodness of my heart. All my buddies are going to back me up from the oil companies and what have you. And we're going to go ahead and make this big ballroom. Remember, that lasted about
10
three,
minutes.
okay, about 10 minutes. I was going to say 3 or 4 weeks, but
No.
okay, 10 minutes. And then before you know it, no, we got to get taxpayer money. He wants taxpayer money to pay. Oh God, the price of this ballroom has just gone through the roof because now supposedly it's not just the ballroom, it's going to be this huge, gigantic, big bunker that would actually save you if a nuclear bomb was dropped in or around near the White House.
Well,
Uh,
didn't one of the courts say, "Hey, go ahead, build your bunker, but you're not making a ballroom"?
oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay,
Did they
I'm
say
going
that?
to ask about that.
Well, he wants the ballroom because he wants to have this opulent show so that when people come from other countries, he can go, and here's our ballroom. Anytime you guys feel like dancing.
And he wants it huge. Like this guy, I think he's going to start charging people to have weddings there. I mean, it's gigantic, and
Oh yeah,
I think he's dreaming about international. I
it
think he wants
overshadows the White House. It's so
it
big.
overshadows Mar-a-Lago. It's even bigger than the yeah.
Well,
Oh,
but
oh, you
Mar-a-Lago
mean the size
over
of it overshadows the White House? Yes,
yes, yes.
yes. Oh God, yeah, yeah.
And
AI is saying, yeah, this is exactly what happened. A federal appeals court recently ruled that Trump cannot proceed with the above ground construction of his $400 million White House ballroom without congressional approval, but allowed the below ground bunker and security renovations to continue. And is he doing
oh,
that? Haven't heard much about that
well, that's the
because
rebar. The rebar is building all that.
that's right. And but here's the thing is that by them doing that, they pull the rug out from under his argument about why they need the ballroom for national security because they're saying, okay, fine, you need the bunker for national security, do the bunker, but it has nothing to do with the ballroom.
Yeah, who knows where the hell you guys are going to dance at? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It really puts
Yep.
a damper on the Friday night dancing at the ballroom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but apparently Trump didn't like that.
No.
Wow.
Well, because we always see him doing
And
this.
I know, and he's dying to hear YMCA in the ballroom. That's what he really wants. But it says because of this ruling, the administration filed an emergency request to the U.S. Supreme Court to lift that injunction and let the above ground ballroom construction finish while the broader legal battle plays out. Meanwhile, crews have continued working around the clock to build as much of the project as possible before final judicial deadlines hit. Oh, God.
Yeah, they're doing it so that they can get so far into it they can't stop it.
Oh,
Nobody
God.
can stop it because then it would just be, I don't know.
They're building it because they're just not going to stop it because they're not paying attention to anybody. It's
Well,
such
no,
a
they never
farce.
have.
It's such a farce them going to the courts. Just friggin' do what you're gonna do and then let us send you to jail for it.
We can only wish and
What
hope.
in the hell are we gonna do with this gaudy effing White House when he's gone? I mean, it's gonna be so ugly.
Well, what if half of this stuff isn't done and it's only half done?
Then I say just demolish the whole damn thing and build something new.
Well,
Because
then you're
just
talking
think
millions
about
and
it.
millions of
Yeah,
taxpayer dollars
yes, we
wasted.
are. But think of all the other things we're going to have to do. It's going to be a drop in the bucket compared to all the other shit we have to do.
I
I mean,
suppose.
and this thing is 200 years old because it wasn't built right away. It's about 200 years old. And think about it, wiring that's just been kind of like done over, pasted over. Think about insulation. There was probably asbestos and everything like that. The way that the architecture was done, or rather the structure itself, is it code? Who knows? So I think building a new one, it's time. 200 years, that's long enough. And besides, he has essentially decimated a majority of the structure.
Well,
So
I'm pretty sure there's nothing up to code. And if I think back around the Nixon years, isn't that when all the new bugging information kind
yes,
of got built
yes,
into the White
yeah,
House?
that's so old. That's so old.
They got
Plus,
to do new bugging stuff,
and certain areas of the house have been redone over and over again, like the area that was
like the
once
bathrooms.
no, like the pool. There used to be a pool then that was covered over for something else, then it went back to being a pool. And they've done, there's a bowling alley and a so-called theater in there and stuff. I mean, some of those things were done in certain eras, so they're not modern anymore. They're not up to, like you would never take like the prime minister of India down there and say, hey, want to watch a movie? He'd be like, God, this is
You wanna watch a
you,
movie.
you just it just wouldn't do that. You need to spruce it up in a modern way, you know? Like, do they even have streaming at the White House? I don't know. That's probably all, cable, so
Oh, they probably have everything.
no FiOS, no what, who knows? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that the technology for working is really, really good, but I mean, what Trump's looking at is the entertainment stuff. That's all he's looking at. The
Well, the
presentation when
dancing.
you
He
have
wants to.
meetings, the
He wants.
dancing, yeah.
He wants to have ballroom dancing, or
And he wants
everybody in their tuxes and
he,
stuff.
well, he wants a nice stage for the village people to come to.
And that too.
That's another thing that just gets me. His choice of music for all of his dues at Mar-a-Lago. I mean, this guy displays an amazing amount of, shall we say, homo envious traits. Like he just seems to
He's
really
got this
admire.
idea. He's got this idea that all this gold, everything is is to show richness, is to show, well, like a king, like,
Luxurious, yeah.
yeah, like in England, where the king and the queen have all these jewels and stuff stacked up on top of their head and stuff. So
Whoops,
I think that
sorry.
Trump would like to do that as well.
Well, and you think about the era that he really goes to. It's the Studio 54 era. That to him is the height of everything. But remember in that era, I mean, we were going to the Borin. I mean, we were going out dancing and and that's exactly what he was doing. So that's the era where he really, but think about what ruled that era. Gay,
Disco,
gay guys, disco. I mean, it was such a gay era. It was just like
mirror balls,
exploding.
mirror balls.
Yeah, yeah. Right before the AIDS thing, it was just exploding with that. And that's what he loves. I mean, he loves Ave Maria. He loves Phantom of the Opera. When I found that out, I was like, oh man, this guy is gay. I mean, he loves all that gay shit. He likes, what's the other thing? So he loves Phantom of the Opera, The Village People, Ave Maria, and then some. Oh yeah, that the January 6th choir, which I can't explain that except that it's a whole bunch of guys singing. I mean, everything that he loves is just that ilk. It's just like, just let him play out his fantasies somewhere else.
That must drive Hegseth crazy, because he's like the manly man. Let's get
Oh,
those
he's gay too. They're
testosterone.
all gay. They're all gay, and they're all in the closet, and they're all just tamping down these urges all the time. That's why they're so pissed off all the time. That's why they're so they're so angry.
Pearl, I don't know. I do not know.
I do. I mean, look at them. Doesn't your gaydar go up whenever you look at them and the choices they're making? Come on.
No, I see a bunch of guys trying so hard to be super macho. I don't know what their problem is.
I don't. Yeah, I remember. You don't really have great gaydar, so that's okay.
I know. I really don't even think about it. But
See, you're just too nice, too tolerant, too one is all. Yeah, I have developed gaydar because I'm not gay, and so when I meet great guys, and then it turns out they're gay, that's how you develop great gaydar. They're still great guys.
well, I
They're
guess
still
why
wonderful people.
I can't imagine all the people you're talking about that they'd be gay, because the few gay guys I have known don't act like that at all. They don't act. They're fun. They're complimentary.
Because they're out. Because they're
and they're,
out.
and they're not putting each other down. They're
No,
not
because
calling
they're
each other
out. Because
names.
they're enjoying their life. They're fulfilling their potential. They're doing what they're meant to be doing. All those MAGA guys are all repressed. They're all like, any minute they have to go to gay conversion therapy. They're pissed off. They're like, Their why their That's why their wives have to be so cookie cutter. You know, they're like, this is the woman that I'm supposed to be in love with, so this is what I need. And they're not. Look at Stephen
Well, I'm
Miller.
pretty sure
Stephen
any
Miller
gay
basically rented his wife to Elon Musk for like 6 months.
I'm
So,
pretty sure any gay guy that looks at Trump's makeup is like cringing
oh,
daily.
cringing. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But do you think that Trump will wear glasses or even put in his contacts? He probably doesn't like the feel of it. No, he can't see. That's why his makeup is so bad. And he has to have other people do it. Nobody wants to touch him because he smells bad. And now he's like decaying from the outside in the inside out. So yeah, poor guy.
I don't know.
I think Walt Nauta is doing his makeup and he's not very good.
Well, I think that somebody should step up. I mean, these people have to live with them every day. The Speaker of the House and the Rubio and some of the others. Why they're not saying, you know what, your makeup's a little bit. First of all, it's really greasy looking and it's kind of an odd shade. And like when your hair blows back, there's a big line around your face because you don't have the makeup there. So and then we already went through this thing about his hair, and that might be a wig. Oh God!
I'm telling you, it's a chihuahua. You know,
And I was so. Uh, I just couldn't believe it the other day when somebody from the press brought up this thing about Trump. Well, all you could see is his rear end, and then starting to talk about diapers. And I'm thinking, you're bringing up diapers now? This has been out there for years, and you're
yep,
talking about diapers
yep,
now?
that's right. That's right. Yep. I know. All these people so late to the party going, gee, do you think that he's corrupt? Gee, do you think that his sons are just getting these contracts because they're his sons? Like, yeah, welcome to the party. Yeah, everybody's known
What a
that for years.
surprise.
Jeez. The diaper thing is just ridiculous. Yes, he's been wearing diapers for over a decade, probably 2 decades.
Well, if it's not diapers, what is it? That'd be the oddest shape ass, just huge.
Well, some people are speculating that it's some kind of a medical device that he had in his back pocket, as it were, and that made a big weird shape. Um,
Well, I heard no. I think that they thought a medical device was like strapped to his leg or his thigh or
oh,
something.
that was 6 months ago. No,
Oh,
this is
excuse
new.
me, I
This is
haven't
a
kept up
new
on the.
medical device. He's still wearing all those crazy things, but some of them, they're doing such uh, uh, dramatic fluid suction out of him that I think they've had to up their game as far as what can take the fluid out. I think they've tried a gazillion things, but this was rumored to be a medical device that this is funny, that literally kind of builds like a a body around him, like an exoskeleton around him to help him stand and walk.
Oh, I think that's called a girdle.
No, this is like you see the Marvel movies. This is like Iron Man.
Oh, okay,
This is
all
like
right.
a big suit that makes him look like fit and muscular and everything, like he wants, like in his AI photos, right?
Uh huh.
So it's a thing like that, but apparently it's terribly uncomfortable. And the way it straps around him, it really hits him below the belly, which is one of the places where they insert things to draw off all the fluid. What's that called?
Okay.
That process, taking the fluid out like that. I know that.
Uh,
Not thinking of the name. Anyway, that he
I
has
can't
to have
remember.
that done a lot, and a lot more frequently than before. And so,
Aspirated. He's
yeah,
aspirating.
yeah, and I think when somebody's at that point where they have so much fluid building up so quickly, that that can't that I mean, I had that with one of my cats, and I was just like, yeah, the no, the poor kitty, we have to put you down. That looks painful. You can barely breathe, and I don't know what to do. So
Well, and a lot of people have stuff like that, like on the knees and,
yeah,
gout and
yeah.
excess uric acid and all that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
I wonder if he has gout.
But a good chance of it when he has so much trouble walking and they're acting like it's just the vein issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean, gout would be a good thing to come up with. Okay, I just want to cover a
all
couple
right.
other things before we get
Okay.
to the very end of this.
Okay.
Um, Trump lost again in court when he's trying to get out of paying E. Jean Carroll $83.3 million for him just being an asshole, and the court said, "No, no, you are an asshole. You're going to pay for this." So he keeps going to the court after court after court, saying, I don't want to pay this. She doesn't deserve this." Um, and it's, what they're saying is that the liability continues to damage Trump's standing among the independents and suburban voters and key midterm demographics. I mean, duh. I mean, what an idiot. He sits there and he says, "I have made God, I can't remember how many billions now. Was it $6 or $8 billion since January 2025?" But he can't pay this woman who he was found guilty of. What did they find him guilty? They don't try to go with rape because
Well,
they
no,
just
but that was the $5 million case.
right.
This
That's what I'm talking
this
about.
is this the $5 million case was the rape. This is the
The
defamation of character.
defamation, exactly, defamation because she won the $5 million case.
Yeah.
He comes back and says something bad about her, and so she goes, "Fine, I'll sue you again." And now she ends up with 83.3 million. So add 5 million to that, and actually it was a little bit more than 5 million because it took so
Mhm.
long to come about.
Mhm.
So he's got a big bill coming up again. He has been turned down by the courts. They're saying, "No, that is done. It's over with. You owe it. Don't bother with this anymore." Okay, the
Now,
other thing,
go ahead.
do you want to go more on this
Oh,
one?
just
I
that
mean,
the Supreme Court has to say if they're going to formally review the case and either go reject the appeal or and hear it, or just say no, the appeal stands.
I got a feeling the Supreme Court, if they've got any brains about them left, that they will do just that. They'll just
I
let
think
this
so
go.
too.
This
I
is
think so too.
ridiculous.
Mhm.
Um, okay, then I also found out on the internet, and I saw it more than once. They have a big map of the United States. There's only 3 states that approve of Trump: Wyoming, Idaho, and West Virginia. Uh, his popularity has gone so far underwater that his approval ratings they're just not there. That what they're saying is all other states do not approve of the job he's doing, except for 3: Wyoming, Idaho, and West Virginia got in there. I don't know, but that's just how far his approval ratings have slipped. I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, so basically he's in the toilet.
Yeah, he's definitely in the toilet. Now,
Mhm.
the other thing is Trump came out, and I'm sure a lot of people saw this and they were like, "Wait, what did he say?" And he says he loves inflation. The numbers
Yeah.
of inflation have gone up to 4.2%. And he said Trump claims rising prices are great. Wow. What a jerk. And so even though he says these kind of stupid things, even though inflation remains one of Trump's worst rated issues, uh, voters cite tariffs, the Iran war, uh, related disruptions and major contributions. Look, we're talking, it's a fancy way of saying we're talking about tariffs
But
and his approval.
supply disruptions, certain things you can't get anymore because of the tariffs and all of that
Right,
stuff.
right. Oh, excuse me. Yes, you're right. You're right. So, anyway, these were just a few of the things I wanted to throw out there because it is so bizarre that these things keep coming up. And he says stuff like he loves inflation. Well, does he love recession as well? I mean, that's where we're headed.
And he doesn't care because he's got money in the stock market. He can make money in the stock market whether inflation is high or it's low, whether the stock market itself is high or low. He can make money. Now that he has the amount of money that he has, he can use that amount of money to play the stock market for years, well past his death date.
You got a
So
good
he
point.
doesn't, that's why he doesn't care. He is so out of touch with reality of people.
And
It
what he's supposed to be doing as president for
Oh,
the people.
he does not give a shit about what he's supposed to do as president. This is the furthest thing from his mind. The only reason this man is president is because he was so desperate to stay out of jail. That's it.
Well, that's not just it. It's the people that backed him up and probably, I hate to say it.
He would have put them in jail.
Well, I think that he rigged the election. I
I
think
do
he's
too.
rigged all the elections. And
Mhm.
so it's a perfect MO for him to say somebody else rigged the elections. Why did he keep bringing this up over and over? And why does he continue to bring it up about the 2020 election? That it was totally rigged against him because he didn't win. No, that means all the other times it was rigged in his favor. I think that when Biden came in, the rest of the country was like, oh, thank God, somebody that knows how to do this, somebody
Mhm.
that can really make a difference here. And he did. And by the way, I want to say that Joe Biden, his cancer is, it's not in remission, but
It's really
some of
bad.
his numbers have come down. And
Oh,
yeah, I mean, they're really kind of surprised. Um, but yes, he's got terminal cancer, but
yeah.
things have gotten a little bit better for him. I don't know if he's really feeling any better, but God, I just hope that he can hang in there. Joe, please try to hang in there because I want you to see what happens in the future here when everything gets turned around and everybody remembers all the wonderful stuff you did for us, how you pulled us out of the pandemic, how you
Mhm.
forced us to get vaccines, how you helped us stay alive, how you brought the economy back, and
Oh
how
God,
Trump
you're gonna make me cry. Jesus.
and Trump has just tanked the whole thing. He just
Yeah.
blew the whole thing, like every Republican
Yeah.
notoriously does.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
But yes, Joe, please hang in there. You've got so many people that do think about you and really appreciate you. And even Trump has had enough sense not to continue to say terrible. He still calls him Sleepy Joe and stuff, but he doesn't bring him up too much. What he brings up now is Obama. What? I don't know.
He
It's
has
just
to have somebody
craziness.
to harp on. He just has to. It will be interesting if Trump is still alive when Joe passes. It'll be interesting what he says about him. I really hope that Trump succumbs to his fluids before Biden succumbs to his cancer.
Well, I'm worried. I'm worried about Joe.
Yeah,
I just
very much
appreciate what
so.
he did so much.
Mhm.
Uh, but Trump is just, I don't know. I'm worried about the state of people in general. Why in the world, knowing what they knew about him for 8 years prior to the 2024 election, that they went ahead and voted him back in? I don't know. I really don't believe it. I really do believe something happened with that election. It was rigged and it
Mhm.
was something that you'll probably never be able to find out about because Elon Musk knew how to manipulate the satellites, manipulate the data, um, and along with his money, and he's doing the same thing with his money, even for this November election. So
Yep.
please, everybody, don't forget to stick with us on this. We have got to win this thing in November. It's looking really, really good, but that doesn't mean we can relax. That doesn't mean we can just say we've got it. They're talking about a blue tsunami. I'm waiting for it. I don't really see it as a tsunami quite yet. Um, but God, I'm hoping and praying that that's the way it goes. And everybody's kind of doing tricky things. But the Democrats are so far behind in their tricks. But I think these new and up and coming, and you see a lot of the Democrats that are being taken out that are older that didn't do anything, and they're being replaced by younger, progressive, some democratic socialists, some not, that they are going to make a difference.
But
Yeah,
mostly progressive Democrats, mostly progressive, whether they're Democratic Socialists or just progressive. The progressive side of the Democratic Party is really surging.
and once again, I've gone through the whole show and forgot to remind everybody to
Like,
subscribe,
share, and
like, and
subscribe.
subscribe to our channel.
Me
I,
too.
I keep
Jesus,
forgetting that, and please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We really need this. I really, when I went from showing this on Mondays to Fridays, I threw off the algorithms with YouTube, and so I'm kind of having to rebuild things back up. And I know that we're going to keep doing this schedule up until October. Whether we try to switch it in October is yet to be seen. Um, I'm hoping that we don't because I didn't realize that doing something like that could make such a big difference. But yes, please like and subscribe, and we will see you people in a week.
we will.
All right. See you.